Yo, what's good, guys? Another video here. Today we got the one and only Jimmy Carr on his long battle with anxiety. Now this should be interesting. I'm about 80% sure that this is, a joking title because I don't know how many stand-up comedians really have anxiety. I feel like you can't really be nervous too much to be going on stage and making jokes and all kinds of shit. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Let's get to it. Before we do me a favor and subscribe, because if we somehow, by some magical force, hit 100K before the end of the year, very unlikely to happen. But if it somehow happens, I'll go skydiving. Either way, let's get to it right now.
Mentioned there your anxiety, and that's something I just had no idea that you mentioned there your anxiety, and that's something I just had no idea that you ever suffered from. You seem so impenetrable when you see you in these kind of high status hosting roles on TV, and in the book you talk about was it a lifelong battle with anxiety? You wake up anxious?
Not really. Yeah, I wake up at about 5 a.m. with a panic attack most days, more often than not, which isn't great, but people have got it worse than me. I don't need to medicate. I can kind of white knuckle it. I try and see how many people suffer with anxiety by round of applause. Yeah. There's a lot of us, right? And the way that I see it is it's the kind of negative side of having a creative mind. So your mind is racing, so you're going to overthink things. And there's methods of kind of dealing with it, but I try and see it as a positive and go, look, all of the good stuff. Okay, so it comes with this as well.
Off the jump, I'm surprised this is serious. I don't know why, but maybe it's just because of Jimmy. I expected, there to be cracking jokes, but this actually genuinely feels serious. So I wasn't ready for this, but okay.
Mind. So your mind is racing, so you're going to overthink things. And there's methods of kind of dealing with it, but I try and see it as a positive and go, look, all of the good stuff. Okay, so it comes with this as well, and that's okay. I think the more that people talk about it and share, the better. Because, the thing that every therapist should tell you, I kind of say it in the book, but every therapist should sit you down and go, there's other therapies, it's not just me. Because I'm not really interested in the Freudian sit on a couch and talk about your relationship with your mother. I know where it all comes from. So that thing of like, what am I going to do to deal with it? And that thing of like going, well, it could be CBT or it could be NLP or something, those therapies are available and they're really sort of valuable and really work.
I like his mindset though. I like how he looks at it like, hey, look, I got all this. This is just the bad that came with it, but I got all this, so I'm still doing. I like that mindset. I feel like more people need to have that kind of mindset with that kind of stuff, But he's right. Like, not every therapist works for every person. Not every type of therapy works for everybody, Like, at least for me, I don't really have anxiety that much, but like I couldn't imagine if something was going on, sitting there and talking to somebody I don't know about for me, that wouldn't work. I know myself. So I like that point he brings up. Like, yeah, therapists should say, hey, look, I'm going to do my best with you, but if my methods and my things doesn't work, try this. Like, I like that mindset. Yo, hold up, bro. I wasn't ready for Jimmy to be, like, real here. I was expecting jokes and shit.
And that thing of, like, going, well, it could be CBT or it could be NLP or something, those therapies are available and they're really sort of valuable and really work.
And you've really kind of walked the walk there. Like, you describe from a really inside perspective how those different therapies have affected you because you've done loads of that stuff. There was a moment, I wanted to ask you, there's a moment in the book where you refer to dancing the 5 rhythms during a thunderstorm. And I honestly couldn't tell whether that was you taking the piss out of hippie bullshit or a thing you've genuinely done.
I've done all that hippie bullshit.
You've done it.
All of Dancing the 5 Rhythms. I couldn't recommend it highly enough. Beautiful experience. Walking on hot coals.
Okay.
Fucking nothing. Don't worry about it. Pointless exercise.
Yeah.
Is there good and bad therapy? Do you undergo a thing and go? Ugh.
I think there's a lot of therapy. The walking on coals thing is just to like G's people up, but it doesn't specifically tell them what to do.
Okay.
So you get a lot of kind of excitement, but then what's the next step? What am I going to do next?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I'm much more into the therapy and the stuff that I tried to put in the book was that stuff of going, okay, so what's tomorrow? What we doing next?
And are you motivated to write about it from the perspective of working through it for yourself as much as from the perspective of trying to help other people?
At the end of the book, I sort of do, right at the end, I sort of do a little summing up of like all the things. And I read it back and went, I do about half this shit about half the time. But I'd be a fucking superstar if I did it all. So part of the act of writing is to kind of remind yourself, oh, actually, you should do more of this.
And there's something about your job, there's something about doing stand-up comedy and the fact that that relies upon having a healthy relationship with failure that probably, like, that helps, right? That you can lean into the idea of failing, get comfortable with it.
Well, if there's any reason to kind of write the book, it's to kind of to get away from the Instagram world of perfection that people see, because all you see on Instagram and in the social media world is
Sorry about that. I don't know if I need to cut that out, but somebody just went ripping through in a loud-ass fucking bike. But anyway, yo, I like this mindset of, hey, look, I know everybody, sees, say, his life, or people like him on Instagram and think he's living the dream. He's got money. He's making jokes. He's having, so I like that mindset of, yeah, look, but it's not always like this. So if I'm not perfect, why should you be? Like, I like that. I do. This is low-key giving me a new respect for Jimmy, just like as a fucking guy. Like, as a man, I respect this dude for that. He's just keeping it real. Like, he doesn't... I feel like a lot of people want to pretend like, yeah, my life's fucking perfect. I'm set. Hell yeah. Like, nah, bro. Like, just keep it real. Like, yes, I respect that.
Well, if there's any reason to kind of write the book, it's to kind of to get away from the Instagram world of perfection that people see, because all you see on Instagram and in the social media world is perfection. You see results, and you never see the hard work, and you never see the anxiety, you never see anything else. So stripping that away, I think, is quite important, because it just seems impossible. I think there's a lot of young people that look at that stuff and just go, it's just a perfect world that I'm not part of, and I don't feel like that. I mean, you have this weird sensation now where people are sort of jealous of their online identity.
Yeah.
Because they're so sort of far removed from it. I'm always smiling in photos, but I don't feel that way inside. And there's a mental health crisis with young people, because that world is being portrayed. And people can't live up to it. They can't possibly live up to it.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, it's terrible, right? I think I talk in the book about, quite arrogantly, about comedian superpowers, the things that comedians do better than anyone else. And one of the things is failure. We're really good with failure. Because, if you're trying jokes, I've written more jokes that don't work than anyone else in the room. Maybe you, but we write a lot of jokes.
Was that an insult?
That wasn't a dick.
I can't tell. That was like a low key. He's like, I've written more jokes that don't work than anyone in the room, except for you. You suck. That's fun. We needed that little like funny moment there to lighten shit up. But no, seriously though, like everything he's talking about, he's speaking facts. He is, like, genuinely, he is speaking facts.
I've written more jokes that don't work than anyone else in the room. Maybe you, but, we write a lot of jokes. That wasn't a dig. But that thing of, like, I've written so many jokes that don't work. I've pitched so many shows that didn't get made. I've failed more at comedy than anyone else. And that's what led me to success.
Facts.
And, like, owning that failure and, like, being proud of your failures, and, like, that's the...
I feel like that applies with a lot of stuff. Like, it's not just comedy. Like, that applies with... Even on a smaller level, because, I'm nowhere fucking near big on YouTube. But, like, even on a smaller level, you know how many YouTube videos I have that don't even have 100 views? A lot. You know how many shitty-ass videos I have when I was on this piece of shit laptop here that would freeze up the camera, and eventually this laptop gave out, but, like, bro, a lot. Like, seriously. I think anybody who's going to be successful with anything has to be willing to fail. They have to be willing to fail and be like, okay, that didn't work, so let's try this. Okay, let's try. But you can't look at failing as, oh, damn, I'm really shit. It's, okay, this method didn't work. What didn't work about it? Let's try again. If you can look at it like that, then failing will never be a problem for you. Guarantee you.
More comedy than anyone else. And that's what led me to success. And, like, owning that failure and, like, being proud of your failures, and, like, that's the kind of battle-worn thing. That's a great way to live. That's a great way to kind of to just to think about it differently.
Can you teach someone, or could you teach yourself to get better at failing, to become more comfortable with failure?
Yeah, you fail in. I mean, the trick is not to fail the same way every time. You fail differently every time, and then eventually you sort of practice so much you kind of practice till you can't get it wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Can you give us an example of something you fucked up recently?
I fuck up things all the time. I think owning it's quite an important thing.
Yep.
I've got a couple of stories about, like, in the book as well, about like fucking up and owning it and being responsible, and that seems to work. Okay, it's a story. I told it on the news recently, but I'll tell you. So I went to test drive a Tesla. I didn't go to test drive a Tesla. I went to the shopping mall because it was raining. But I was bored, and me and Caroline just thought, all right, we'll go to the shops. Went to Westfield, this big shopping centre in Shepherd's Bush. There's a store in there. We got coffee and food and stuff. We're looking around the shops. There's a store that sells Tesla cars. And I'm amused, because I'm from a different generation, that you can buy a car in a shopping mall. That seems dumb to me.
Right.
So I went in there and got chatting to the guy. He's a really charming guy in there. And he went, would you want to take one for a test drive? And I went, what now? And he went, yeah, we go right now. And I went, yeah, let's do this. It's exciting. Yeah. And then we went down. It's one of these ones with the gull wing, zoom, like Star Trek
Model
doors. It's cool. And we get in it, and Caroline's next to me, and we're whizzing around. It's like a go-kart. They run like go-karts, right? It's really fast torque.
Let's be honest, though. Who wouldn't test drive a Tesla? I would test drive a Tesla right the I can't afford no Tesla, but I would definitely. My dream car is a Hellcat. I'm gonna have to get a Hellcat before a Tesla, but like, I wouldn't mind. That's about the only electric car I would ever want is a Tesla. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't mind one. I'd want one with self-driving. That'd be like my daily driver car right there.
The gull wing, zoom, like Star Trek doors.
That'd be sick. My Hellcat.
Cool.
That's why
and we get in it,
for a
and
nice
Caroline's
truck
next to me,
and
and we're whizzing around. It's like a go-kart.
Tesla,
They run like go-karts, right? It's really fast torque. I like it. I don't need a car. I've got a car. Don't need a car, just a bit of fun. I told the guy that, fine. So we're driving around Shepherd's Bush. Great, this is lovely, thanks very much. Better get back. And we got back into Westfield. If you've been there, it's fucking enormous. And we got lost in the basement.
Oh, shit.
And so the guy from Tesla goes, oh, right, if I move those cones over there, with just the charging stations over there, we're going to be golden. So he gets out and he moves 5 cones, and so I can drive through. And obviously he's 20 yards over that way, so I just go, well, I'll go and collect him. I hadn't realised his door was open, hit the door on a gantry, hit the door, took the door off.
Oh, fuck.
It was hanging by one bit of cable, so it was like the Terminator, but it wasn't dead yet. It still had the light in its eyes. And the guy's I couldn't see that because I was in the car until I got out. So I was just looking at his face going, oh, that's not good. You know that look you get when you've knocked the door off a brand new Tesla?
Okay. I take back what I said. Maybe I shouldn't be driving fucking Teslas. I don't have to. At least Jimmy, he's got money. He could all right, I broke the damn Tesla. He can afford to fix it. It's gonna be a good bit, but I don't think it's gonna fucking. Bruh, if I break a Tesla, I'm fucked. I am fucked. I don't got money like that. I do decent for a 19-year-old idiot, but I don't got money like that.
Until I got out. So I was just looking at his face going, oh, that's not good. You know that look you get when you've knocked the door off a brand new Tesla?
No.
That look. And I just armed around the window and went, I'll take one. Obviously not this one. This one's fucked. So I now own a Tesla.
That's that's the least you can do for a guy. I mean, if you destroy Model X, that's at least $100,000 Tesla, right? I don't know the prices exactly, but I'm pretty sure the Model X, because I've looked at them before, but I just don't know them off the top of my head. At least, because I'll spec out cars just for fun. I spec'd out a Model S or a Model X before. That car was that was over $100K. So the least you can do for that man, let him get a commission of selling you a Tesla at the very, because he's fucking in trouble. Poor guy.
Obviously not this one. This one's fucked. So I now own a Tesla.
Hi, I'm
Alright, actually though, now that I really think, at the same time, whose fault is it really? Is it Jimmy's fault for driving the Tesla, or is it the guy's fault for not shutting the fucking door? Like, it's kind of the guy's fault, Loki. Like, he should have shut the door. If you're telling the guy to drive up, wouldn't you shut the door to the Tesla so that doesn't... Right? Like, I don't really know whose fault that is, Loki. Now that I want you guys to vote in the comments below. Whose fault is that? Is that the driver's fault, you know, aka Jimmy, or is it the salesman's fault for not shutting the door? Honestly, I could see an argument for both. I'm kind of stuck in the middle, so yo, I want to hear your guys' opinions on that. No getting angry and fucking screaming at each other in the comments over it, but let me know. Either way, hope you guys had a great time. Give me a fat ass like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. I didn't actually expect, you know, this to be a real video, but I was expecting it to be a funny video, but you know what? I'm here for it. So yeah, either way, we're out. Bye. With